And a new day for me begins, I hope, with an honest account of the state of our government. 7 weeks ago, when I began my term as governor, I assembled a team of talented and dedicated public servants that are sitting right over here. I asked them to make an immediate assessment, and today I want to give you our report. What appears on paper as an $844 million fiscal deficit through the next biennium, believe me, belies the fact that there is also a severe operational deficit in government. In other words, as difficult as it will be to balance the budget, and I give, by the way, credit to all the legislators here, past and present, who have struggled with this. This has not been easy. And the fact that we were able to get here to today is a credit to you and to those who served with you to this time. That effort to balance the budget will merely be life support for what has become a battered, under-resourced, and often dysfunctional democracy. A weakened government affects everyone. Business owners waiting for permits that are piling up in offices with a fraction of the necessary personnel, school children without proper tools to learn, and public facilities in disgraceful disrepair. We cannot take full advantage of the rise in visitor arrivals because we are not able to maintain these public facilities or invest in the culture and arts programs that make our communities stronger and make those visitors want to return. Public employees steadfastly perform their duties in an increasingly demoralizing work environment. Furloughs and hiring freezes that supposedly saved money have sometimes resulted in more expensive private contracts and even excessive overtime pay. Basic operations of government are stymied by an information management system that hasn't been upgraded in decades. And as our capacity to provide core services has diminished, our tax dollars have become vulnerable to lawsuits and even expensive court orders. Many of you in this legislature, particularly in the education committees, are only too familiar with what that means, as are those in the area of health. Meanwhile, we continue to send billions of dollars out of our islands to pay for food, for fuel, and other basic goods and services that we could and we should produce right here. Worst of all, we have put off making the sacrifices necessary to provide for education, care, and financial security for our children and future generations. As we've suffered through this erosion of capacity and public confidence, distracted occasionally by the question of who is to blame for all this, we are seen as protecting narrow interests to the detriment of all. We have been steadily losing our ability to work together and the trust of the public that we can reverse this course. This breakdown of our government is tearing our social fabric and undermining our economic recovery. I think we can all agree on that. This is not a Republican versus Democrat or an ideological situation. This is a crisis we all have to face. Now then, as governor, I will take full responsibility for our current situation. But with that responsibility comes an obligation to tell the truth. The truth is that our canoe, which is our beloved Hawaii, could capsize. We are in that unnerving moment when we could all huli, when we could turn over. All of us are at risk, and all of us have to face this. Our action now must be swift and unified as we right our vessel and pursue, I believe, a 4-part economic recovery and reinvestment plan. We'll get through this biennium. There will be better days ahead. We can make it happen. I promise you that. Working together, we're going to make it happen. I want to emphasize to everyone on this floor today, and most certainly to everyone who may be tuning in to what we're saying and what our procedures are today. We are going to do this together. Of necessity and by custom and right, I stand here. But I stand before you, not above you. And I stand with you. And I pledge to each and every one of you, each and every one, regardless of party, regardless of background, that our diversity indeed will define us and not divide us. And that this executive and legislative branch of government that is the hallmark of our democracy is something that I honor and treasure, as I honor and treasure every one of you. I speak to you as a former colleague, I speak to you as a friend. I speak to you as a fellow child of these islands, someone who is reaching out to you with full heart in order to accomplish the things that I know we all want to get done on behalf of Hawaii.